Well, let's discuss this with lawyer Joseph Haynes Davis. He joins me from Orlando, Florida. Thanks for joining us on TRT World. The theme of this rally was, this time it will be different. Do you think it will be? Do you think this will be enough for lawmakers to pass stricter gun control legislation?
Well, as always, thank you for having me on TRT, which is the world's best news network. No, it's not going to pass the Senate. And the reality is that just recently, for instance, a young lady, Lucretia Hughes Klugen, testified in Congress just this past Wednesday that the gun control policies don't work. And it, for her, leaves Black Americans in the inner city possibly unarmed against the violence, the criminal violence, and even criminal terrorist white supremacist actors like the actor in Buffalo. So raising the minimum age, they can do that. But the reality is that even a 21-year-old or a 22-year-old can act in a criminal way or act in a bigoted, violent way, and maybe act against a soft target known as a school. I believe the remedy could be that within the states and those communities, those sheriff's deputies and so forth, man the schools more often, more consistently, and with more sheriff's deputies trained to immediately eliminate actors, criminal actors, against those soft target schools and take them down immediately before they kill any innocent victims. Mm-hmm. May I also add, according to the NBCPhiladelphia.com, there was a matter down on South Street in Philadelphia, a shooting just recently, and the actor there was able to buy a gun legally because it took too long for the background check to get in the file, if you will, so that they could see that he shouldn't have had a gun because of a prior conviction. So it is more complex than a lot of folks think. Even with increased background checks, the states and the communities have to enforce those background checks and have to enforce the laws.
But Joseph, just having said that, speaking about the Philadelphia situation, that gunman should not have had a gun because he had a previous conviction, and whoever sold it to him didn't wait long enough for the background check. So surely they should have just waited long enough for that to come out, because many Americans, I'm sure, are not against the ability to have a gun. They just want stricter gun control, because this is a country where mass shootings happen almost on a daily basis.
Well, that's not true. It doesn't happen on a daily basis. But I understand how the media projects that, because I've been a broadcaster and a media person since 1979. Now, with that being said, they did wait long enough according to the law. I mean, how long is long enough? If the wait period is 3 to 5 days and it still didn't show up, are you saying the waiting period should be increased to a month, maybe a month and a half, maybe 2 months? It still could not show up if the authorities themselves do not do what they're supposed to do. And these are the same authorities that anti-gun people would want, because there is an argument that the anti-gun people would really want the abolition of the Second Amendment, which is not going to happen, and massive gun confiscation, which is not going to happen. There are millions and millions and millions of gun owners in this country who are lawful, who use gun safety as a top priority to make sure nothing happens. And the suggestion that mass shootings happen every day is not correct. However,
there have been 250 mass shootings this year alone. That's one per day so far.
If I may, what is true is the continued violence in the urban areas like St. Louis, Chicago, Baltimore, Philadelphia, and so forth. Now, that's a different issue, if you will, but it's the same problem. So, crime has to be eliminated, and the actors must be
Yeah.
eliminated, in my opinion, before they continue to act against soft targets and innocent people.
Yeah, a lot of factors coming into play before we see a reduction of gun violence in the US. Joseph Haynes Davis, appreciate your insight. Thank you.
Thank you so much.